Hey, folks. Just want to do a little quick one today. Um, been seeing a bunch of stuff. We saw this deal down in Georgia. A bunch of black militia are down there by Stone Mountain and all. So I know this is going to sound crazy and a big conspiracy deal, but from what Bill Barr has said, how he labeled Patriot groups, 3% groups, and all these folks as far right wing groups trying to start trouble, and he's prosecuted a bunch, or he's already arrested a few and plans on prosecuting a few. I honestly think there's something deeper with this. As far as saying that it's part of this could be a government op just to draw people out. If any people plan on participating and then going down there answering to some of this stuff, be damn careful because the feds are there and they're probably embedded on both sides, folks. I mean, make no mistake, the 3% groups in this country have been infiltrated by the feds, as well as the Black Lives Matter groups, the black militia groups have been infiltrated by the feds. Um, Dissent against the federal government will not be tolerated. I mean, they've gotten to that point. I mean, honestly, and people need to start waking up. It's not about race at this point to me. Um, the tyrants are our government, our very own government that gets out front and claims to support us. And we can go back and so what caused Saddam Hussein to be an enemy of ours, right? Iran Contra, he heard that we were arming the Iranians, we were working with the Iranians, we were publicly working with him, we were giving weapons to his enemies. It goes list Libya, Central America, the list goes on and on. What makes you think that they haven't brought that to the United States? They do the same thing here that they did there. It's an op, guys. I mean, this is all a psyop. They want to know who to be afraid of. Don't fall into the trap. I mean, honestly, a patriot, there's a whole lot of difference, folks, and I've talked about this a lot, and I'm still drilling into people's heads. You got to decide if you're a patriot or a Tory, okay? If you stand up if you stand up for the government at any time, you're not a patriot, you're a Tory. There is nothing, and I repeat, absolutely nothing about the federal government or your state government that cares about your freedom. They don't care about it. They're nothing freedom loving about those people, about the government, okay? They are a necessary evil, the founders talked about. A standing army, it's in Virginia state constitution, it's in the U.S. Constitution. A militarized police force that runs around unchecked on the streets of America in every town, every state, that's the standing army that the founders feared, okay? They act of what the British, when Gage brought 1,000 troops to Boston, Massachusetts to quash the rebellion. That's what they were. They were police. That was a police force. Right? They brought the redcoats in as a police force, and they were doing police force things. Yeah, the government's not your friend, and the Supreme Court has made some rulings as of late that they care less about freedom than they do staying in power. We get back to the Civil War. Look at the Civil War. It was supposed to be about states' rights and all this, and for the most part, the average person fighting the Civil War believed it to be about states' rights. There was that group, that high up 1% group that owned slaves and all that. They were doing it to maintain power and more control over the people. And if you don't believe me, take some time and read the Confederate Constitution and see how much control they actually had in it. It was a very, very, very authoritarian Constitution. So let's be careful out there, folks. I'd hate to see somebody go to prison or get hurt for standing up for what they believe, and that's a sad fact that we even got to worry about it. But it's the truth, and at this day and age, you just have to be careful. And hit me up, talk to me sometime. Thank you, folks.